working with raw clay to form vessels of beauty and strength for the tea ceremony. Oribe ware is one of the most distinctive styles of Japanese pottery. The power of this aesthetic extends far beyond the world of ceramics. Even 400 years later, it permeates Japanese culture. Furuto Oribe, who created this style, was a tea master and aesthete. On this edition of Journeys in Japan, exploring the origins of Oribe ware, a pottery that occupies a very special place in Japanese history. Following the lifeline of Furuto Oribe takes us first to Kyoto, then Gifu, and finally Osaka. American chef David Wells has lived in Japan for 20 years. Besides his focus on Japanese cuisine, David also makes the tableware that he uses to serve his dishes.
Hi, I'm David Wells. After many years of being a Japanese chef, I found myself wanting to make my own plates. I was first attracted to Oribe wares and its design, though I had no idea who the man Furuto Oribe was. On this journey, I hope to find out more about him.
This Zen Buddhist temple in Kyoto was founded by Furuto Oribe in 1603. The head priest, Kosai Mochizuki, shows David around.
Furuto
Oribe was born into a samurai family in the mid-16th century. It was a period in Japan's history when the country was riven by civil war. He served the warlord Toyotomi Hideyoshi and later the shogun Tokugawa Ieyasu. The temple holds another image of Oribe.
Wow. He really gives me a different impression here from the wooden sculpture. He looks like he's a man with humor or even a smile on his face.
Furuto Oribe was born a samurai, but he dedicated himself to the traditional arts and crafts. The innovative style of pottery he developed was named after him, Oribe ware. During the long period of civil war, samurai warriors achieved status through the valuable tea bowls they collected. Bowls like this one, with a simple, plain appearance, were particularly popular. Some were decorated with simple patterns, but the designs were mostly subdued. Then, as if out of nowhere, came Oribe's pottery. The bold designs were astonishing at the time, and their impact was huge. Next, David goes to visit the place where Oribe ware originated. Toki in southern Gifu Prefecture is the hometown of Furuta Oribe. There's been a pottery tradition here for some 1,300 years. It's still the area that makes the most ceramics in all Japan. David is introduced to the history of ceramics here by museum official Mimi Kasuga. These fragments of Oribe ware date back 400 years.
これが元屋敷の窯跡から出土した織部の陶片です。どうぞ手に取ってご覧ください。
Wow, it's like I have history right in front of me. It's very abstract and it's full of energy. And even today it looks like it's very modern.
Nearby, visitors can view the remains of a kiln dating back to the time of Furuta Oribe.
なんでここで織部焼きが焼かれたんですか？
そうですね。ここは焼き物に適した粘土がたくさん取れたっていうことですとか、
はい、
あとはこの美濃の土地は長い焼き物の歴史がありますので、技術力があって織部焼きを生み出すことができたんだと思います。
そうですか。
一番最初に作られた大窯という窯です。400年ぐらい前に作られた。
400年前ですか？
はい。
ちょっと覗いてみます。
この山の斜面に作られてるんですけれども、
すごい立派な窯ですね。
はい。ちょうど江戸時代の初めの茶の湯の流行がまさに頂点を極めた時に作られた窯なんですけれども、連棒式上り窯という窯跡です。
はい。わあ。
一気に14部屋の巨大な窯に変わりました。
Only the foundations of the original kiln remain now, preserved under this structure.
木曽川っていうのが近く流れてまして、その水運を使って一大消費地の京都の方にこの織部焼きが出荷されていった場所です。大名とかに限らず、ちょっとお金持ちの町人層までお茶をたしなんでこの織部焼きを買い求めたんだと思うんですけれども。
自慢してたんですよね。
そうでしょうね。
Craftsmen still produce Oribe ware in this area.
こんにちは。
いらっしゃいませ。こんな山奥までよくお越しいただきました。
なんかすごい素晴らしいところですよね。
こういう自然の、中で、空気も美味しくて気持ちのいいところです。
Kiheiji Takiguchi has been a potter for over 50 years.
織部って焼き物はだいたい5種類に分けることができます。これは一般的な絵織部と言われている絵があって織部が、こちらは
One style of Oribe ware is painted all green. Another is made with clay of two contrasting hues.
じゃあこちらが仕事場です。
はい。
古田織部っていう人はお侍さんですから自分で このオリベって焼き物を作ったわけじゃなくて、まあその陶工に作らせたと。オリベっていう焼き物はこういう変形をさせる。ちょうどこういうふうに手が岩し水を作るんで、ここから飲むと、そこから飲む水が一番おいしいと言われております。ですから変形もそういう意味があるということです。
フルータオリベはどう思いますか？
あの人が持ってた感覚のなんかこう豊かさっていうんでしょうか。でそこに日本的なもんだけ日本的なもんじゃなくて、日本人にあんまりないような、どうしたかというと自分の感情をね、感情を外に表すという器、もういろいろな形を作ってもうね面白い、そういう非常に革新的な、古いものにとらわれない新しいものをこう、それはね、日本という国にとっては宝だと思います。はい。
Takiguchi invites David to try his hand at making his own piece of pottery.
So doing something on a hand wheel like this is the first time for me, and it's not easy, that's for sure. I'm so used to the motor going. It's 出来上がりました。
ああ、できましたね。おお。デコデコしたり、ね、ボコボコしたりしていますけど、作りが非常に力強くて、まあこれ焼き上がるのがとても楽しみですね。もう喜んで窯の中へ入れさせていただきます。
Oribe ware is not just for looking at inside museums. This tavern uses Oribe ware for serving the food.
This is just unbelievable. I mean, there's so many Oribe dishes here. Look at this. It's filled with sake. It's a traditional measuring cup, usually made of wood.
はい、お待たせしました。温かいうちにどうぞ召し上がってくださいね。
はい。Oh, tempura mountain vegetables. I want to say classic Oribe plate, filled with vegetables right in the center, where when you place the food, it becomes a perfect balance.
Kazuko Niizuma opened this izakaya tavern 17 years ago.
なぜこの店始めたんですか？
こんないう器があって地元の方があんまり使わないんですよ。お店でもいろんなお店あるんですけど、もうこれは絶対私がもう広めなきゃ。一番それやっぱり一番あります頭に。
そんなに好きですか？
温かみがあるんですよね。でその気負ったところがないし、そういうとこ好きです。
ここは開店当時から私も来てるんです。
チェーズ乾杯。
ようこそ。
はい、ありがとうございます。Wow.
Furuto Oribe's aesthetic impact extended well beyond just making the ceramics. He was deeply involved in the world of the tea ceremony. During Oribe's lifetime, the tea ceremony reached its peak of refinement. The aesthetic of simple beauty spanned all aspects of arts and crafts, from utensils and architecture to the ritualized movements of the participants. As a master of the tea ceremony, Oribe introduced a new approach, one that's been revived following descriptions in documents dating back to that period.
今日はフルートオリベの手前を再現いたしましたので、お楽しみなさってください。
茶を立て申し候べきか。
In the tea ceremony of the wealthy merchants, everyone in the tea room was considered equal. But here, the ranks of those present are reflected in the layout of the chamber. The decorations are also very different.
Kikoの手前です。私の茶のイメージっていうのはなんか暗くて狭い部屋で行うことだと思ってたんですが、今日は明るくて豪華でしたね。
今日はですねフルトオリベの城中でのお城ですね、城中での茶の湯を再現いたしました。先ほどデイビッドさん上段ね座られてますけど、まさにお殿様が座られる席なんです。はい。
Oribe's mastery of the tea ceremony led him to being given important positions, first by Hideyoshi and later by Ieyasu, giving him leverage on the wheels of power. Next, David visits an area that's renowned for its green tea. Daiki Tanaka runs a company marketing the tea that he grows. For centuries, the Wazukacho district has produced some of the finest tea in Japan.
So what is it with the shape? I mean, it's round. It looks like it's just some fancy design.
There is a meaning. We would like to cut only younger tea leaves.
Right.
By trimming like this, we can only cut the younger one. So look at this.
Okay.
This is still too young, but those younger tea leaves growing, we only cut that part.
Oh, I see. Those are the ones you want.
Yes.
Tanaka introduces David to tea farmer Hisai Nakai.
どのくらいお茶を作ってるんですか？
もううちはね、おじいさんの代がしてます。
あ、おじいさんの代。
はい。
今あれですか、目出しの肥料をあげたりとか。
今目出しの肥料ぼちぼちあげてます。
いい芽が取れるといいですね。
そうですね。今年は不作と思いますわ。いつもより。
寒さがきつかったから。
寒さがきつかった。はい。
大丈夫ですか？
まあ大丈夫だと思いますけど、なんとか頑張らんとしかないですね。
そう、こっちから頑張るの聞くないですね。Wow, look at this view.
Yes, this is our tea farm.
Here?
Yes. It is isolated from other tea farms, so we can do organic tea farming. The landscape here creates a lot of nice nutrition, and also wind is come through, so those atmosphere is good for organic farming.
Tanaka used to be a businessman, but after seeing the strong potential of Japanese tea, he went to Boston, Massachusetts, got his MBA, and set up a company to market the tea he grows. He also offers tours of his estate.
David-san,
Yes.
how about drinking sencha?
Oh, wow, that sounds great.
This sencha we
Yes.
made by this tea farm.
Really?
Before we leaving, I
Yes.
put the tea leaves, and
Right.
ice, and water, and I'm shaking.
Oh, up the mountain.
Right. How is it?
The smell and the taste is unbelievable.
This soil is very suitable for such nice smell.
Oh, really? Smell of the soil, the land, right?
Exactly right.
The taste is very unique.
Thank you. It's very similar to the wine.
Wow. What a beautiful castle. It's so magnificent.
After Toyotomi Hideyoshi unified Japan, he built a castle in Osaka. Following his death, his son succeeded him. But the Toyotomi clan's grip on the country soon came to an end. The warlord Tokugawa Ieyasu, one of Hideyoshi's rivals, seized power. In the early years of the 17th century, war broke out between the Tokugawa and Toyotomi clans. Furuta Oribe took the side of the Tokugawa clan, which emerged victorious. But fate was not kind to him. He fell under suspicion of colluding with the enemy. Ieyasu ordered him to perform seppuku, ritual suicide by disembowelment. It seems that Oribe had been trying to bring the two sides together. Even so, he obeyed Ieyasu's order. Oribe died a traitor, and little is left to remember him by. One surviving relic lies inside the Yabunouchike tea ceremony school. David is greeted by the 14th generation master, Jochi Yabunouchi.
基本的にはお茶というものは静かなものですから、それを中心にして織部さんらしい奇抜なアイディアを持ってられるというのがこの庭の特徴にもあります。これが延べ段でございます。
The stones on this path are laid out asymmetrically.
いよいよ絢爛が見えてまいりました。
Right before his death, Oribe gifted this tea room to his sister's husband, the first head of the Yabunouchi family.
特徴としてはこれ窓が10個ある。それではまあ開けてみましょう。
I came in, it was dark, and then all the windows open up. I saw two worlds, and I experienced them. And that's what I think Oribe wanted you to feel when you come into this room.
オリベさんはエンターテイナーでありアーティストであり、それでいながら自分が本当にお茶を楽しんでいた人ではないかと思います。
デビさん。焼き上がりました。
おオリベの色もいいし、
そうですね。
絵がまたとっても可愛らしくて。
David's bowl is a fitting homage to the master Furuta Oribe.
This is an old tree, and it's Oribe. And even today, he's still producing beautiful flowers. Furuta Oribe taught me that true beauty can be found in imperfections, and that it's okay to look outside of the box. I thoroughly enjoyed finding the entertainer Oribe and a man with many great ideas. It's also been a personal journey where I've broadened my sense of aesthetics.
To reach Tokiseri from Tokyo, it takes about 1 hour 50 minutes by Shinkansen bullet train to Nagoya. From there, it's a 45-minute train ride. To reach Kyoto, it takes 2 hours from Tokyo. And to Osaka, it's 2.5 hours. This family of tea merchants has a history of 450 years. Hidetoshi Kambayashi, the 14th generation owner, sources tea from various estates and produces his own blends. Furuta Oribe was on friendly terms with the Kambayashi family, and they have carefully preserved a letter that he wrote to them.